Hello again, and welcome to Movie Festivals. I'm Romo.
I'm Salmon.
Welcome back.
Hello.
This week we saw Tomb Raider.
Raider of Tombs.
The new Tomb Raider.
The new one, not the old ones.
not the old ones with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, they are not in theaters.
Although fun fact, both of them won Best Supporting Actress and then did a Tomb Raider movie.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Well, there you go.
So yeah.
Hey, I like the source material.
Yeah, I like the source material too. I really enjoy the video games, especially the new ones, which this movie is based off of.
The 2013
The 2013
game,
reboot.
which I have not played, but I just bought.
Yeah. I played both of them, the 2013 and then the recent, I think it was 2016 was the last one.
Oh yeah, the
with
sequel to the,
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so this is primarily focused on the reboot of the video game.
Right,
the
yeah.
2013 game reboot.
And Alicia Vikander is very much modeled on that
Definitely,
character.
she looks just like
she
that
looks
Tomb
just
Raider,
like,
yeah.
Like, casting-wise,
Yeah.
perfect.
So people's only thing is like, her boobs aren't big enough. You don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly haven't been playing the new game.
Exactly.
Or haven't seen anything from the new game in the past,
unless
5
many
years?
years. Yeah, it was very popular when it first came out.
It was critically acclaimed.
Yep.
So this movie is about Tomb Raider. Quick synopsis, non-spoilery. She's a street kid.
Lara Croft.
So yeah, you got this.
All right, here we go.
Don't read that whole long
I'm not going to
one.
read it. I'm going to brain summarize it.
All right.
So, Lara Croft, her dad, Richard Croft, left when she was but a wee rich child and went on some kind of secret discovery mission.
Right.
And he was like, always remember me as your awesome dad. And she's like, I will. Then he disappeared forever.
Yeah.
So she's now like a young adult and she's poverty wiping because because there's nothing more oppressive than having unlimited funds. And so she's pretending to be poor because she doesn't want to accept her aristocratic past and her inheritance, because it would mean
her dad is dead.
It would mean accepting her dad is dead because she would have to sign for it. So then she does, and she goes on a tomb raid.
Right. She goes on an adventure to find what happened to her dad.
To find out what happened to her dad, because she doesn't entirely believe he's dead.
Right.
But she's poor.
She wants answers at the very least.
Yeah, she wants answers.
And that's the story. That's the main non-spoiler.
Adventure ensues.
Yeah, and then adventure rating ensues.
Yep.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
So initial thoughts. What do you think?
I thought it was fine. Full disclosure, audience. I was asleep for a large chunk of this movie. So take everything I have to say with a grain of salt. With the salt of someone who was asleep for a solid 40 minutes. Like a good 40 heavy minutes
for the conclusion
sleep.
of the
I woke up.
The whole third act.
I missed the whole third act, and I woke up, and the end of the movie was happening.
The tags.
Yes. I saw the twist, and I saw the setup for the spoiler sequel.
Yeah.
And I felt like I missed nothing.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. I thought the story was uninteresting for a story and action. So like the video games, especially the first one, is very much a survival puzzle game.
Yeah.
It's very much based in that thing, and it kind of follows the story. So this story kind of melds the first Tomb Raider game and the Rise of the Tomb Raider sequel a little bit, and like kind of melds them together, and then doesn't quite do it as well as like the first, as the game. Like I would say, play the game if you want an interesting story.
The game is also, like 10 hours of character development.
Well, it's true, and I feel like the Tomb Raider series could actually benefit from being a TV show or a Netflix series.
Yeah, all right.
Where you could go, especially if you're going off of this new.
I would watch a Tomb Raiders Netflix
like an 8-episode,
like multiple Raiders of Tombs.
like an 8-episode arc would be nice.
I would definitely watch that.
Or even like a miniseries where it's like 3 2-hour things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that, where you could delve in a little more. But it felt It felt like an uninspiring story.
Yeah.
Didn't feel that interesting. Some of the action stuff was kind of cool. Some of the stunts and things.
There were a few shots that I was like, oh, that's pretty. That's cool.
Right, yeah. And like they did some of that stuff, and I was reading that she did most of her own stunts, which was cool.
Okay. Sure.
She's a young person.
Yeah. So you're telling me that was really her bike parkouring around the city?
Yeah, it was all her.
How amazing. That part was super necessary.
Oh God, the whole first 20 minutes again could just not existed.
In terms of the amount of movie I saw, they totally wasted their like real estate in my eyeball brains because I saw a bunch of things that were not important before I fell asleep.
Yeah. So, the end of non-spoiler stuff.
Yeah, it was fine. Now spoilers.
It was fine. It was adequate. Like, it's definitely gonna get a sequel. It's making.
I liked the other Tomb
money.
Raider movies with an older Lara, like the Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I guess she was definitely older.
Yeah,
and like she was like equipped to do these things already. It wasn't like finding her herself. And I like the idea of like her being kind of not quite handling it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think that. I feel like they needed to establish a bit more how she could do some of the things.
Right.
Like she's an Uber Eats bike courier. So.
But then they don't show her. But then they don't show her like doing any other type of like vehicles on the island.
Yeah, there were no bikes on the island, so her special skill set never came into use. Even though we had to watch 20 minutes of her using it.
Right. and they show her fighting. That's where they open on her in a fighting match.
We flash back to her as a child holding a bow and arrow one time, and I guess that's how
I really wish they had just cut that whole beginning and used some of that stuff as flashbacks.
And going back, and showed us.
And then they could have showed more of the island stuff,
because
which
then
could
she's
have
like,
been interesting.
oh, I know how to solve puzzles. When my dad left, he had a bunch of puzzles.
Also, all her puzzles were bullshit. Yeah. All her puzzles were just those twisty. All it was just.
They were all twisty puzzles.
It was just like, oh, make sure you twist it. Align the thing.
Oh, only you can do it. Super smart aligning person.
Nope, it's just aligning things. It wasn't anything super fancy.
We could all figure it out together.
They weren't ridiculous like.
We didn't get
machine
like a history,
puzzles, which are
for Dad teaching her the intricacies of like
because puzzle boxes are a thing. Those were barely puzzle boxes.
Yeah.
All those puzzle boxes were just twist. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't like twist and then you have to pull a thing and then like.
They also showed her free running like multiple times. That didn't really come into handy when she was like in the jungle.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't really.
When she was going to find what's his face on his when she was like in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, when she was getting chased.
Yeah.
So she has to. So she's poverty LARPing.
She's poverty LARPing.
Because she refused to admit that her dad is dead.
Yeah, so she's living beyond her means and not paying anybody for any of the services she's using, even though she has access to lots and lots of funds.
She's postmating everything.
Yeah.
She's a Postmates delivery person. But yeah, and then.
So she's already a bad person. We've established that.
Yeah, and so then her mom. I guess it's not the anniversary. I don't know. It's something. For some reason they're like.
It's like getting close to the end of her being able to sign for inheritance.
No, basically they said either you sign for it or it's all going to the government. Yeah. Basically, and then the board, and you'll have nothing.
Yeah.
So, fucking just admit.
If she weren't full of herself, she could have gotten her inheritance and used it to help people.
Or gotten her inheritance and then used it to go find her dad, because you can rescind it. Like you can like use that money to go do the things you were gonna do years ago, and you don't.
Instead, she rejects it. Yeah, it's not even like she wasn't raised in aristocracy.
No, because she was raised by the woman who runs the company. Yeah. She was until she was 18, I guess. Which she's only like 20.
She only seemed like in her early mid-20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's poverty LARPing.
But anyway,
wasting everybody's time and money and services.
Yeah. So she gets a puzzle box at the will signing.
She goes to the will signing. She doesn't sign it quite yet. She gets a puzzle box.
And the guy's like, "Oh, I wasn't supposed to give you that.
I've never tried this puzzle box before. I don't even know how it works." She's like, "Oh yeah, see, we've always had puzzle boxes.
We love puzzle boxes." My dad was obsessed with these.
Yeah, and then she just aligns it into like a prism.
Yeah.
And then it pops out some secrets. And I hated the first riddle. It was like you have to put the key into the first letter of his name on the tomb.
Yeah.
And she goes to it, and it's just like I don't understand.
It's a push button.
Yeah, it's a push button. But like if someone were to clean the tomb ever, like oh look, it's a thing.
You just accidentally hit it. You're just like, oh, that's a weird keyhole.
It wasn't that secretive, and it really bothered. It wasn't that much of a mystery.
Yeah.
Terrible mystery.
Also, like, if anyone found that box and they knew who it was from, they would be able to figure that riddle out.
Anybody could do it. It wasn't like a mathematical...
Right, there was no codexing or anything like that. There was like...
It wasn't even as complicated as a Rubik's Cube. She just twisted it around and then it popped out secrets.
Well, yeah, so she gets the key and finds his secret lair.
Yeah. Oh, before that, we see that she takes like MMA classes.
Oh yeah, she takes MMA.
And she doesn't pay for.
And she's not that good.
And she's not that great. She gets choked out.
Yeah, she gets choked out.
She's not even good enough to know when to tap out.
To show she'll keep fighting.
Or she'll die.
She's a fighter.
Yeah, or a suffocator.
But, and then she goes back to her estate and goes into the mausoleum.
Yeah,
on their grounds.
Yeah, and then pops out the R in his name, puts the key in, and it's like his office.
It's his secret office where he does all his...
Where he keeps all of his...
fancy clandestine things.
Tomb loot. So she goes into his tomb office.
And it's got a little camcorder that says, "Watch me.
Play me."
And it's her dad telling her to burn this file on Himiko.
Yeah. Too dangerous, too sensitive.
Yeah.
If this would get in the wrong hands, it would be the end of the world.
Burn everything.
Destroy my research.
Right.
Yeah.
There's these people that want it that will do bad things.
And she's all like, no. I don't know anything about this, but I've decided no.
Right. So she grabs his journal and does a bunch of research.
Because she has unlimited resources because she's rich. She then immediately just goes to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need to have a job. She doesn't need to pay rent.
Yeah.
She's a rich person.
She finds a thing about him hiring a boat.
Yes.
Called
a
the
guy
Endurance.
named Lu Ren. It says go to there's a guy in Hong Kong named Lu Ren.
Yeah.
So she goes to Hong Kong, looks for him, and she finds his sexy son.
His sexy drunk son.
Yeah.
After she's been traced by some hooligans.
Oh yeah, she free runs.
After you see some sweet, fancy footwork.
Before that, we see that she's a kind of a lighthearted, fun person. She'll do jokes and take challenges.
Oh, right.
And so she accepts a fox hunt.
Oh,
which
right.
is where she is biking around the city.
And they have a tail.
Yeah, and they chase her.
Oh, right, she gets bailed out or something.
Yeah, so she gets arrested and she goes to jail.
Right.
Because she's dangerously biking
her
around.
rich, not mom, her rich adopted mom, ward of the, ward person, whoever's the person that has a ward.
Person.
Yeah. Pulls her out and is like, let's go sign this shit, basically.
You can't keep going to jail, come sign this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then she goes to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And does free running.
Free runs around some
boats.
Yeah,
onto some boats.
Yeah.
Gets her bag back after her bag was... Again, she gets into a solid knife fight.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you think you can sass us by taking your bag back? We'll just stab you to death.
Just gonna stab you.
And she's all surprised. She's like, oh, people who rob people also have weapons? Oh, man, I should run.
Right. And then she runs into the boat of Lu Ren.
Yeah, the Endurance.
Yeah, the Endurance, which is from the game, is the boat that... So the game opens...
Just starts there.
It starts in the storm. So they get on the boat and she's like, oh, like you took my dad, blah blah. He's like, no, I didn't, but my dad, who has the exact same name, did. So fucking tortured.
Womp, womp, womp.
So tortured.
So then they're like, oh, our dads ran away together. We should go find them.
We have a connection.
Yeah, we're two sexy people with dads who left us as children.
Right, and then she gives him a promise. She shows him a bunch of money.
Yeah. You can have some money if you come with me to find her dads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they get in the boat and then they have an accident.
Yeah.
Or the storm.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get in the boat and, she gets the money not from the will because she didn't sign it, but she pawned it To a lovely little cameo
Yeah.
from Nick Frost.
Oh yeah, she pawns
Some jewel.
some jade
Some
kind of
very
thing.
expensive
Yeah,
jade.
from her dad.
From her dad.
Yeah.
I was like, rub it and you'll you'll know I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Meh.
And she's like, well, I'll turn it into money.
Turn it into money.
That.
So she could get the money to hire the boat. So she
Yeah.
hires the boat.
She still refuses to sign the thing because
Right.
she doesn't want him to be dead.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So so she hires the boat and they get into a storm, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, everything's going fine. They're having some lovely little times
Oh, yeah,
talking.
so the dad was like doing research about this woman.
Oh, the Himiko,
Yes.
which is from the game. So
Okay.
so the island is from the game and Himiko is from the game. They change it up a little bit about the story and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But the same idea is that she was like she will destroy the world. Although it's in the game, everything, because it's the Tomb Raider games and they're very mystical.
Yeah.
And they are mystical. In this, it's like, is it or isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's
Real world.
right.
versus
But then
blah, blah, blah,
they make this for this. They kind of rather than going into just being like, yes, it's mystical and like let's just be ridiculous because this is already a ridiculous premise.
Yeah.
They give it a science-y thing, which is fine, but
Sure.
sometimes I liked it to just kind of be
Like the source material
Material.
that everyone loved.
yeah.
Sure.
So she sees that about this mystical island, this
Yeah.
island Yamatai,
Yeah.
and there's this tomb, and it's in the Devil's Triangle.
Ugh.
Out in the between like Hong Kong and Japan
Yeah.
and like in that area. So and it's always protected by storms and their boat gets shipwrecked.
Yeah, so they get shipwrecked because of the mystical storms. And then Walter Goggins.
Shows up on he meets her on the beach.
Yeah, Vice Principal Walter Goggins.
Vice Principal Walter Goggins. And so they get shipwrecked and she and Lu Ren get separated and she manages to make it to shore and Walter Goggins hits her in the head with a rifle.
Yeah,
and
because
kidnaps
he's
her.
evil. Evil Walter Goggins. Which you would know by looking at his evil Walter Goggins-y face. Good for him. I'm glad that he's getting a lot of
good.
roles.
He's good.
Yeah.
Did a good job.
He's got a kind of evil look about him.
Got a good little evil niche.
Yeah, I like him. Good job, Walty. Walt
But yeah.
Dogs.
But yeah, so he brings her and he basically explains
And he's
that-
like, I killed your dad.
and I killed his dad.
And I killed everybody's dad. Got a dad, I killed him.
Killed my own dad.
Never met a dad I didn't kill.
But no, they do try and like humanize him a little bit by
Yeah.
being like, oh, I'm stuck here with my, and the only way I can
he's
get
like
off
the only person I've ever gotten to really talk to
is myself.
No, he's like, I've got this radio.
Oh, right.
And I just like talk to them and they always say the same thing.
Yeah.
Mysterious. Is he crazy? What is he talking
Right.
about? So yeah.
I
I don't know. We'll find out later maybe.
Maybe. And so basically, the satellite radio. So he's kind of going stir crazy, definitely.
Yeah.
And like he really wants to find the tomb,
Yeah.
basically. Himiko's tomb.
He's going
Because it has something
Walton Gaga.
it has something that the company he works for wants.
Yes.
The Trinity.
Trinity, yes.
Yeah, the Trinity group. Lauren, so he's got Lauren, he tells her all this, and he steals her. He takes the journal, which has like all the
Yeah,
information,
yeah.
basically. And so basically, her shittiness leads her not doing what her dad says.
Yeah.
Leads this terrible organization that has slave labor
Yep.
all over this island looking
Yep.
for this tomb.
Yep. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what he told you to do. He said
He
destroy
clearly
it.
had a huge mission and gave his life
Yep.
for this mission.
By you disobeying him, you're setting into motion the things that would end the world.
Well-
But congratulations.
So good job. She creates an uprising
Yeah.
in this labor camp
Yeah.
where everyone's blowing up pieces of the island to find the tomb. And and then Lu Ren helps lead a revolt too. And
Yeah.
most people get out, it seemed like. Like they steal some guns and murder some people.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, I'm jumping ahead.
First she falls down.
First she just escapes.
She escapes and she nearly dies many times.
Yeah. So she goes down a river, and this is actually a scene right out of the video
Yeah.
game, where like you're going down the river and have to get in. I think even the plane section is literally
interesting.
almost exactly from
so
the
she
game.
gets to like the escarpment at the end where it's about to drop off in the waterfall.
Good word.
Thank you. And then she gets into like a disintegrating
old,
plane.
rusty, disintegrating plane. Yep. And she manages to get out of there and then finds her dad.
Yeah, then her dad's alive.
Yeah, she just sees a bearded weird man climbing and follows him.
Yeah, she's like, that's him. That's my dad. But it's established earlier that she thinks basically any white guy is her dad.
Oh yeah, because she thought she saw him
biking,
earlier.
She thought some other dude who looked nothing
right,
like
that's
her
why
dad
she
was her
crashed.
dad. That's why she crashed into a police car because she was
ruined the whole game.
Yep, she was looking at some just random dude.
Random white dude.
Yeah,
it was her dad.
Any white guy's her dad. So she meets a random white guy in the middle of the Hong Kong jungle.
Who happens to actually
Who
be
is actually her dad.
Yeah, all bearded up and crazy, and he thinks she's a vision.
You're an illusion.
Right, even though he's never seen her at this age.
Why would he know what she looks like? The last time he saw her, she was like 9. Instead, he'd be like, who's this hot chick? Yeah. Oh, you're my daughter. Oh, gross.
Man, I haven't seen a hot chick in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, how's it going? Oh, gross.
No. But yeah.
Yeah.
So basically they get together and they have their little supposed to be touching moment, reuniting. I don't know.
And then I fell asleep. Legit, that was the last thing.
Oh, really? Is that the last thing you saw?
Well, I might remember other things. I don't necessarily.
But just you were like in and out, yeah.
But that's the last time I can like say the order of things that happened in the movie.
So then her and her dad. So basically,
that was like an hour in the movie.
So basically, her dad kind of yells at her for being like, "Hey, I've been.
Why are you even here?
1, why are you here? 2, oh shit!" And she's like, "Oh, I lost the journal." Because he goes, "Did you burn all the things?"
Yeah, he's like, "No, actually, I brought them here and I lost them.
I brought them here," and basically he yells at her, being like, "I've literally been like throwing them off the scent for all the time I've been here," and she goes, "Whoops,
oops,"
led them right to it.
Oops,
right to it.
My bad.
So then they go back and lead a small revolt. And they kill all the other guards except for like 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they find the tomb. I'm probably skipping a bunch of stuff, but it really doesn't matter because it literally like they just keep repeating like certain moments. That's why I was like, you fell asleep during a part that kind of just already happened a little bit. So like it doesn't fucking matter. I didn't
feel like I missed anything, even though I woke up at the complete end of the movie.
So
I thought it was a little boring.
Yeah, it was kind of a little boring. But then so they go into the tomb and they do tomb puzzles.
The puzzly raid.
Yeah, so she has to do a spinny tomb puzzle on the door to get the door to open.
I saw some kind of lighty puzzle that I went back to sleep.
So they realize, it's really bad.
I don't think we established why she's so good at puzzle things.
No.
Just because the one line that's supposed to make you believe it is that she says, "Oh yeah, my dad left puzzles around the house."
Right.
Okay.
Right. And
my dad leaves jazz records around the house.
I'm a great jazz musician.
I'm an amazing saxophonist.
But because the Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider games, I'm gonna keep going back to them, are very puzzle box puzzles. It's always like you have to do this thing for this thing to happen to get this thing to happen.
Yeah.
And then you can go further into the tomb and then go fight zombie creatures or wolves and stuff.
Of course.
Mummies. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember the movie.
I mean, that's all I got.
And so they get into the tomb and they've had this writing about where is about all the trials you'll have to face. There's a story about the trials of Himiko to find her, and they realize, and she slowly realizes that this wasn't to keep someone in, it's to keep people
out
and
from coming.
And that because all the stories about she's this evil thing. which is to scare people away,
Yeah.
but all the inside paintings are good things, that she
Yeah.
sacrificed herself to be entombed.
'Cause if you like abuse her power, that's how you.
So her power, and so like they go through and they cross this chasm of a bunch of dead bodies.
No, great.
Of corpses, just this long chasm, and then they step on like a spike trap pit thing, and it kills some guy.
Spoopy.
Yep. And then they get into this room, the light puzzle room, where the floor starts falling out for
Yeah.
them, and they have to have these gems. And there's a puzzle. I don't even remember what the riddle was, but it was like growth is the light, and there's no green gem. That's the color of growth and life.
Okay, yeah. Devil snare, devil snare.
Yeah,
You get it.
exactly. And so they had to use a yellow one. She tried all the gems until it was red, or no, yellow and blue, and then that made green. I was like, these are the worst and
Okay.
most uninspired
Great.
puzzles based on a game that is all about puzzles.
Yeah.
Puzzles and Survival is the name of the game, and then like fucking
They
shooting
pick like
things up.
3 really dumb
Dumb
puzzles
puzzles.
to be the basis of the movie.
It's fucking the worst.
Well, there's gonna be a sequel, so yay!
But yeah, so they make it to the tomb and they open it up, and
And they raid it, and everyone dies.
well, basically everyone does die.
Yeah.
So the only one who survives is Lara
Yeah.
and
that's
Lu-
when her dad dies,
and
right?
Lu Ren, yeah.
Yeah.
And her dad dies there. Oh, well, yeah, Lu Ren and like all the other captives on the island survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, her
Luren's
dad.
like, oh, you're alive. And she's like, yeah, I guess.
So they open the tomb and they see that like she has a disease. Like
Yes.
like she's all very pretty because she's well preserved, and then they open it and it cracks. So nice CGI, some nice effects.
Sad I missed it.
But so then some guy touches one of the lackeys for like one of Walter Goggins' like lackeys touches it, and like black stuff starts spreading.
Yeah.
So her power is just disease.
Yeah, horrible disease.
Horrible,
like,
horrible
rapidly spreading disease
disease,
that
yeah.
like rots your body.
Rots your whole body.
immediately.
Yeah, basically immediately, and might turn you and gives you rage. It looks like it turns you
Oh,
into like
the
a
rage.
Yeah, it does like a rage
Nice.
virus type thing.
All right.
So yeah, so they touch it, and then like fucking Walter Goggins takes a piece of her finger, because that's
finger,
all
yeah.
they need.
Yeah.
They just need a piece of her, because he doesn't want to lift. They try and lift the whole thing, but that's when people start getting the grossness,
Getting the death rage.
getting the death rage.
Yeah.
And there's a fight in the tomb, and then her dad touches someone by accident or stops it, and so that she doesn't get hit.
Oh, okay.
And like so he gets
he get the death
He
rage?
gets the death, and he does like a tournament to try and stop it.
Well, that's not gonna do
And
it.
it doesn't. So instead he grabs like some thermite to blow the place up.
Yeah.
Because they have that because they've been doing demo and stuff.
Hey,
That's
Laura,
fine.
if you had listened to your dad, he wouldn't be dead right now.
Yep.
Just saying.
Just saying. You could have like rescued him and then like maybe grabbed
Yeah.
him off the
Rescued
island.
him and be like, oh yeah, also I burned all that stuff.
So
you
you
told me
could
to."
just come.
Yeah.
You could just
so
come
you
home.
just come with me.
Yep,
Yeah.
but you're fine.
Yeah.
Instead he's dead, and
We don't have to give our lives for anything.
Yep.
We can just
So,
leave.
so she finally gets that. So in the game, one of your big tools is like the axe, the climbing axe.
Yeah.
And it's not in the movie the whole fucking time until the end,
Yeah.
where she takes it and jabs it into first the guy's next in the room. In the throne room.
In the sarcophagus
In the
room,
sarcophagus
yeah.
room, yes. And then she fights Walter Goggins at the end
Yeah.
because she kicks the ladder that's going across the chasm. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not getting out of here with that finger.
Wow.
And then they fight, and she shoves the finger in his throat, and
Oh,
he
great.
gets the stuff.
Ah.
And then she does a big running leap with
Oh.
the axe,
Like yeah.
like in the game.
Yeah, like in the
Finally,
game.
like doing
There you go.
things. She made a bow and arrow earlier too.
Like in
Or
the
she didn't even
game.
make it. She just stole her dad's.
No, there you go. Your
And
dad, who was dead in all of the games.
yeah, and then they use the sat phone to call a pickup, which is Trinity.
Yeah. And
And
which
then
we
they-
don't know yet is Womp Womp.
Yeah, and then they get home. Everyone
Yeah.
makes it home.
And then I wake up. And Lara Croft's at home, and she's signing her name on the
Right.
will claiming her inheritance.
And they give her the list of all the companies.
Well, first, the thing is she's signing over power of attorney.
Right.
Because she doesn't want to be like involved in all of the business.
Right, she doesn't want to handle the company at all.
But she'll take the money.
Right.
So she signs it over to her handler woman person.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, is this a master list of all the companies we own? And the guy's like, yup. And then she sees that Trinity is one of the companies.
Because,
Yeah. And then we're like, oh, her handler person is the one who funded the thing.
They show a little picture of like, because then she goes back to her dad's office and they show a picture of her from behind, basically. Yeah. But very clearly, it's that woman.
It's the woman. And then interspersed with pictures of her like slowly walking to the elevator from earlier.
Right.
And then she goes back to the place where she sold that like jade thing for money to go to Hong Kong.
Right.
And
she goes to get it back.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, you also sell guns.
Yeah, she sees in the door that's just open. She's like, I see a bunch of guns in Britain.
See, you're an arms dealer, an illegal British arms dealer. I'll take two. Wink, 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 wink. I want 2 handguns for both of my hands.
For both
like
my
in the game.
And she's got the braid too now. Now she has the long braid.
I just learned to braid my hair today. I bought this cool blue shirt and I want 2 guns.
I finally look like the character.
And she turns and she says, Tomb Raider. The end.
Time to raid some tubes.
Great. First, she like rips the bottom 2/3 of her pants off with tiny booty shorts.
but yeah, it was basically like a mishmash of Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Trinity isn't in the first Tomb Raider game, but Yamatai and Himiko and all that stuff is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this movie.
Yeah. Well.
It's making a bunch of money, so there's definitely gonna be a sequel.
I mean, my whole body shut down during it. It was just when I went into reserve mode, my body didn't want to watch the rest of it.
Shutting down.
It was fine, and then I woke up.
It was fine. I wanted more survival, more puzzles, more...
Yeah, Tomb Raider stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we have to, it's the origin story kind of thing, where all the other Tomb Raider movies were like, Lara's a lot older, and she's already like...
But you can do that shit through flashback. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can use, so that's what they do in the video game is they do it in flashback. It's like you you get to a point and then it's like, oh, it relates to this thing that kind of happened in the game, and it, you know what I mean? Like that's successful storytelling. Start in medias res, goddammit.
Womp womp.
I don't give a shit about her being a Postmates delivery person.
I really don't. And it was so long. We get it.
You're poor.
Deliver on Uber Eats and you're poor.
I get it. Megan, the whole fox chase thing was unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Especially since we see her free running like 4 minutes later in Hong Kong.
I get it. Okay.
In an equally long sequence. We get it. She's limber and fights kind of naturally. It's inside of her.
I get it. I get it that it's like, it's not completely out of the realm that she does these things on the island.
Yeah, she could
kind of hold her own.
Like, rapidly enclosing upon her tomb.
I did like another little video game treat that I liked is in the video game, all the the climbable or like free running objects that have yellow paint on them, and everything in the camp has like yellow paint on it. I was like, all right,
that's cute.
That's a cute little Easter egg.
At the beginning,
because it's like unnecessarily so like. In the video game, it's like, here you go, you can do this thing.
On this. Get up here.
And like in the movie, it's like, all right, there's no reason for yellow paint to be on that tree, but good for you.
That's cute. I like that.
And it's like, good for you.
I thought it was like a little clunky at the beginning. I couldn't tell if they were trying to evoke some kind of like NPC kind of feel with the other characters. Like how they set up the fox hunt. The fox race thing, like there was 2 dude characters talking loudly amongst themselves, and then they said like 2 whole lines in unison at her or something that was so dumb and cheesy, just like a weird NPC kind of thing. And I didn't know if they were trying to be video gamey.
Oh, video gamey?
Yeah, but then they completely lose that thread entirely.
Yeah.
So it turns out it was just written poorly.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it.
Likewise.
How many buttholes would you give it, Sam?
I mean, I don't think I saw enough of it to give it any buttholes. I can't give it a good faith rating.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a big boop. Play the video game first. Play the video games.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Last week we told you not to read a book. This week we'll tell you.
Go buy Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I bought the video game.
They're
I saw
very good.
a third of this movie and then bought the video game and have no intention of watching the rest of the movie. So yeah.
If you like puzzle games, if you like action adventure games, go buy the Tomb Raider games. They're great, and the story is interesting. And her dad's actually dead in the game. Sorry, spoilers for the game.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be.
Because they were trying to do a thing, and I was like, their relationship is not.
Yeah, but then he also then dies. So now he's
saves
dead.
Herself.
No, she kills him with her ignorance. Is what happened. So instead of him dying just like being a hero, she goes there and kills him with her lack of.
Lack of more research. Why didn't she just like continue reading that shit instead of like
do the thing he told you to do, and then you can go find him?
Because it says how bad everything is in all the journals, and then she refused.
She's like, oh, these journals that I should take with me to the place that you completely got the place that has killed you.
Right.
With evil people, whom you told me I should hide all these journals from. I should take it right to them where they're probably actively searching.
Clearly, they're not going to be there when they're actively searching for this thing that you are also searching for.
Terrible.
Who has all the same resources that we find out later.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
I give it no buttholes because I didn't see enough of it and don't care.
Yep. I'm gonna give it a go play the video game instead.
The video game. I'm gonna be playing the video game.
It's a joystick.
Yeah.
Video joystick.
I'll give it one joystick.
One joystick.
All right. Okay. Well, it's for. I'm gonna be playing it on my PS4.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I played it.
Joysticks.
I played it on. What did I play it on? I think I played it on the PC.
Oh, okay. No joysticks.
No, I played it with a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to play it with a controller.
So you do. Maybe you're a QWERTY kind of person.
Oh no, I can't do that. My hands cramp up.
No.
I don't have the dexterity. My fingers are too
little
stubby.
Into the little direction arrows.
Yes.
Well.
All right.
There you go.
Well, that's Movie Pass all the rest of the week.
I'm Salmon.
I'm Romo.
Yep.
Bye.